Well, Elisabeth Kendall is a senior research fellow at Pembroke College at Oxford University. What do you make of the situation?
Well, the situation clearly is not improving despite the much-lauded Stockholm Agreement that was brokered in December last year. The root causes of this war are still unaddressed, and meanwhile, there's massive suffering on the ground. As your report pointed out, about 24 million Yemenis, 80% of the population, in need, and no end in sight.
Is all hope lost now of the ceasefire leading to some kind of improvement in the ability of aid agencies to be able to get aid through?
The ceasefire is just about holding, but it's hanging on by a thread. There were three main elements to the Stockholm Agreement that was brokered last December. One was the Hodeidah ceasefire, and that has been violated thousands of times, according to both sides of the conflict. And redeployment simply hasn't happened because there's no trust. Meanwhile, the second element, the agreement for Taiz, is nowhere close to actually achieving peace on that major battlefront, and not even the third thing, the prisoner swap, has happened yet. So it does look very bleak. The UN remains upbeat, but if you actually look at what's coming out of the United Nations Security Council, it is still a list of things that haven't happened rather than a list of things that have happened. There does need to be increased international pressure on both of the main warring sides to try to get them back to the negotiating table, because currently even this ceasefire, which was limited in the first instance, isn't really holding, if we're honest. And that's because there is no trust. So we're really in a catch-22. The two main warring sides and the UN are saying, well, we can't get back to the negotiating table until the ceasefire and the Stockholm Agreement are implemented. But that will never happen unless we get back to the negotiating table. So we have to hope that the international community keeps up the pressure. And I should just mention that in the United Kingdom today, 5 political parties sent a letter to the United Kingdom government saying you must stop aiding and abetting this war by selling arms to Saudi Arabia. So international pressure is there, and as you will know, the US Congress has also voted in the Senate recently to end US military support to Saudi Arabia in the conflict, although that may still face a presidential veto.
It might indeed. Thanks for now for your thoughts on that, Elisabeth Kendall.
You're welcome.